this is an extremely important graphic to look at. It's a very important question, voters' assessment of the development work done by the BJP government in Karnataka. Improved, say 52% as far as roads are concerned. Electricity supply, 46% say they've improved. 51% say drinking water has improved. Remain the same, say 31% for roads, 43% for electricity supply, and 35% for drinking water.
So there's a disparity over there between what people have, how they assess, Manisha, central schemes and how they assess local schemes, where among the people, when it comes to school, electricity, etc., roads, local government schemes, people tend to say that in many cases they've done well. But these are the same people who have problems, right, with the central schemes, right?
This is, Vishnu, this is the assessment of the government's work on the ground. One is the welfare schemes, Vishnu, which is a separate part.
Here we were talking about double engine sarkar.
Yeah.
So the assessment should have matched for the state government.
Exactly,
and
it's not. That's the point I'm raising.
Yeah, so that's one part. The second part, maybe we can engage Sugata on this. I mean, the Bhagya and the Purna schemes for Siddha.
Yes.
So, prominent, the Matri Purna, the Annapurna, the Indira canteens. Now you see a rejig of these. So what I get to definitely understand is that without providing a basic floor level of development and welfareism, not just development as in roads, etc., but basic welfareism, that threshold has to be provided by all political parties. Without that, you cannot get through. Now, by itself, whether it will get you ahead of that or not, and whether one party's scheme is different or more, clearly targeted at beneficiaries, I think there is a catch or trick. If you look at the manifestos of what the BJP is promising now, like, 3 cylinders only free for the Hindu calendar festivals of Ugadi, Diwali, and one more, and 3 cylinders free, versus the Congress really targeting it neat and clean on unemployment doles, one for a woman transfer. So far more of the in-kind transfers being promised from the BJP, which was so much of a cash transfer party. The Congress now clearly targeting and saying, here it is, if you're educated and unemployed, here are the ways in which we will provide you unemployment allowance. So I think that's the difference.
Just adding to those points, further as far as the data is concerned, this is another thing. Satisfaction with performance. Voters' assessment of overall performance of state and central government. Satisfaction with performance of work done by the BJP government of Karnataka, 27% fully satisfied. As far as the BJP government at the center, 24% fully satisfied. Somewhat satisfied, 36% as far as Karnataka is concerned, 42% as far as the central government is concerned. Dissatisfied fully, 19% as far as Karnataka government, and 20% as far as the central government is concerned. This is very important, and I think, Shugata, there has been a narrative of the anti-incumbency at the state level. Now you see that state government work has actually got greater approval than central government in several cases. How do you see this playing out at the grassroots? Work has happened, but there is still a sense of anti-incumbency that one sees at the grassroots.
Yeah, thank you, Veera. Going by the rhetoric, this is quite surprising. This graphic is very interesting because it completely counters the narrative that has been there. So if you go by these numbers, then I think the projections that are being made for the BJP are inaccurate. They will sort of probably get a higher number of seats. If the satisfaction levels are what is being projected here, I think the BJP will end up with a little more seats than expected. It also sort of, if you go back to the corruption slide earlier that you showed, corruption is not so much important. It was reflected in the slides that you showed. So that's probably because, the government schemes, there is a direct money transfer happening. And, people, if you look at fully satisfied and somewhat satisfied, if you aggregate those numbers, I think, there is far less leakage than there used to be, say, a decade ago or more than a decade ago. So I think there is some kind of corrective that has happened here in reaching the schemes to the people. And this certainly is going to change the silent voters here. I think he is going to make a difference.
Sanjay, would you like to comment on that? There is a fair amount of parity between the center and the state in terms of people appreciating the projects, etc., or the schemes which the governments have done.
Vishnu, before that, if you go back to the previous slide, you look on the two issues, which is about the road and the drinking water, there is a clear endorsement for the work done by the state government. 52%, 51%, a majority believe it has improved. If you look at electricity supply, tilted in favor of positive opinion, but it's a very close divide, 46-43. But if you look at the government hospitals and government school, more people, a very large number of people believe that it has remained the same.
Or deteriorated 21%.
That is the reflection on the overall question which we asked in the survey. Overall, how do you assess the work done by the state government and the central government? And you clearly see that the level of satisfaction is 1/4 roughly are fully satisfied, another 30-35% are somewhat satisfied. But look at the proportion of voters who are fully dissatisfied, they are also in the range of 20%. So this is the reflection that there is a divided opinion on how people believe, how people feel about the work done by the state government.
Is that your big takeaway, by the way, from in terms of the questions which we've looked at so far? That there is, you can't really point a particular strong trend. You can identify issues, but does this indicate, key themes which might actually influence the vote?
Very difficult to say, Vishnu, which is the one most important factor in this survey or most interesting, which one is going to influence more the voting choices. All these, if you look at all the analysis, there is a great divide in terms of people's choice about which party they are likely to vote for. And that choice is guided by their opinion on how they assess the work done by the government, how they feel about the issue on reservation, about corruption and several other issues.
Right.